Hi everyone. Python is one of the emerging programming languages. According to the most recent figures, Python is the most used coding language for about 80% of developers. The syntax of this high level programming language is simple to understand. Python's large library system makes it a best choice for data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence projects. So, hello learners. Welcome to Simplilearn's YouTube channel, and today we will be doing financial analysis using Python. But before we begin, if you love watching tech videos, subscribe to our channel, like the tutorial, and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. And let us have a simple quiz question to brush up on our knowledge. And your question is, which keyword is used for function in Python language? And your options are, your first option is function, and second option is def, third is fun, or fourth is define. You can pause the video, give it a thought, and answer in the comment section below. And we will update the correct answer in the pinned comment. And there's an insightful for you guys. If you are focused on building strong foundational skills for career growth, in that case, you can check out a free course to learn Python basics with a completion certificate from Skillup by Simplilearn. You can also check the Python basics free Skillup course link in the description below. And with this, we'll start our tutorial. First, we'll create a folder to do the financial analysis. First, we'll go to our Python projects, and this is our data on which we would be doing the financial analysis. And I will provide you the link in the description box for this sheet also. So, this sheet indicates that the genders male and female, how they invest, and what's their age, their investment in mutual funds, equity market, debentures, government bonds, and fixed deposits, and at how much duration and how they invest daily, monthly, weekly. So we would be doing financial analysis on this sheet. So starting with, first we'll create a folder and name it as financial analysis. Financial analysis. Yeah. I was going to make a spelling mistake, but I didn't. So here we would open a Jupyter notebook in which we're going to proceed with our financial analysis. You could use any IDLE you want to use. I would be using the Jupyter notebook. For that, I will open the command prompt and write the command Jupyter notebook, and we'll get a Jupyter notebook open in the browser. Till then it's loading. We would move a CSV file into a folder only. Financial analysis. So it would be easy for us to do some tasks, like we can easily provide the link for the CSV file. Now moving to a Jupyter notebook, we have finance underscore data.csv in a folder. Now we'll create a new file and name it. We will name it as finance analysis. Now, starting with, the first thing we should do is import our libraries or import our modules. And first module we would be using would be Numpy, and we would be importing that. And to install that, you could just simply go in the folder, call the command prompt, and write pip install numpy. You can easily find these commands to install any module on the web, or you can just see like what I would be installing, and you could see that the requirement is already satisfied, as I have already installed the numpy and all other module that would be using in this tutorial. So you could just go to the command prompt and write the command, and the module would be installed for you. Now we would move back to our Jupyter notebook and start importing our packages. And the first package, we have seen the command to install it, and now we will import it. That would be numpy. We'll import numpy and use the alias as np, and the second package we would be importing would be pandas. For that, we'll write the command import pandas, and we'll also use the alias here and we'll use as pd. And you can install the pandas library by using the command pip install pandas, or you could just simply search on the web. You would get the commands there also. So I'll run this command. It's showing the asterisk mark. That's clear that our commands have been run successfully. So moving on, now you would see how many files are present in a folder in which we are making this Python notebook. So for that, we will first import the OS module, and you can simply install it by using the command that would be pip install OS, or for OS it would be pip install sys hyphen OS. So you could simply search on the web, or I would show you. I would open an incognito window for you and pip install OS Python. So you could see this is the official website for OS module. You could simply visit on that and you could simply copy the command that is OS -sys and just copy the command and paste on your command prompt. It would be installing your command easily, or you could also paste that command into your Jupyter notebook. It would do the same task for you. Now we want all the files that are present in a folder. So for that, we'll write for directory name, comma, underscore, comma, file names in os.work, and inside the curly braces, we would write the path for our folder, and we could simply copy the path of the folder from here. It's showing cmd.exe. Wait, first I will go back, and now I'll copy the path and we'll paste it here. And after the curly braces, I will just place a colon, and after that I'll write, I will run a loop that would be for file name. In file names, we would be printing os.path.join, and inside the brackets we will pass the directory name and the file name. Okay, and now we'll just click on run. You could see that it's showing 3 files, that is finance_data.csv and the ipynb file that has been created by us, that is financial analysis, and the checkpoints that the Jupyter notebook creates. And moving on, we would be installing some other modules, and first I will tell you about Numpy, that it's an open source and general purpose array processing package. It offers a multi-dimensional array object with outstanding speed as well as tools for interacting with these arrays. And about Pandas. So Pandas is an open source library designed primarily for working quickly and intuitively with relational or labeled data. It offers a range of data structures and procedures for working with time series and numerical data. And this library is built on top of the NumPy library. And it's quick and offers its users exceptional performance and productivity. And now we would be installing the Matplotlib. I have already installed, so I would be importing it. Matplotlib library and the Seaborn library. So for that, I would write the command, and before importing, I want to walk through with this. So os.walk function, it generates the file names in a directory tree by walking the tree either top down or bottom up. For each directory in the tree rooted at the directory top, It yields a three tuple, that is directory path, directory name, and the file name. So moving on, now we'll install our modules, and that would be Seaborn and Matplotlib. So for Seaborn, you could easily write the command or you can search on the web how to install it. So for that, the command would be pip install Seaborn. So we would be importing it. Import Seaborn, and we would be using the allies here as SNS. And now we would be using the pyplot library, pyplot class of the matplotlib library. So for that, we would write the command matplotlib, and we would be using the pyplot and an alias for this as plt. So we would be using these two libraries also, and we have run the command and it has been executed successfully. It has turned the number to 3. Now if I tell you about Seaborn, so Seaborn is a library for making statistical graphics in Python, and it builds on top of Matplotlib and integrates closely with Pandas data structures. And Seaborn helps you explore and like it helps you understand your data. Its plotting functions operate on data frames and arrays containing whole data sets, and internally perform the necessary semantic mapping and statistical aggregation to produce information product. Its dataset oriented declarative API lets you focus on what the different elements of your plots mean rather than on the details of how to draw them. You could easily draw them, so you don't have to think like how to draw them. You could just simply import this library and start your functioning. Now moving on, we have Simon library also. So it's a Python data visualization library that is based on Matplotlib. It provides a high level interface for drawing attractive and informative statistical graphics. As now we have imported all the libraries, we can start with our project. And first thing we would be doing is we would set the default style, that is, we would set the style function that would be used for plot styling. And for that, we would be using the alias of Seaborn and use the function set underscore style, and will mark as dark grid. We'll run this. So it has been executed successfully. As you can see that the number has turned out to be 4. So now we would read the file, that is a CSV file, and to read that we would declare a variable and name it as df, and we'll use the pandas library to read that and write the command pd.read underscore csv, and inside the circular braces we would write the path for the file. So we'll copy the path, and in the inverted commas we will paste the path, and at last we could just write the file name, and the file name was finance underscore data dot csv. So here spelling is finance. I have written the wrong spelling for the file, but it's okay. We'll use the same. Finance underscore data dot csv. So now we'll just run this, and you could see that our file has been loaded. So as you can see, our file is already loaded, and the reads underscore csv function, it takes a path to a csv file and reads the data into a pandas data frame object. Now we would be using the df dot head function and run it. So what does this function do? So it is used to get the first n rows. That is, this function returns the first n rows for the object based on position. It is useful for quickly testing if your object has the right type of data in it. So it has shown us that is the 5 rows and mostly all the columns, and it's showing you that 5 rows cross 24 columns. There are 24 columns here, and it has shown you all the columns. Now we will drop some columns from the sheet, and to drop them we will write a command that would be df, in which we have stored the sheet, the df variable, and inside that we will write command that is drop, and inside the circular braces we would write the columns we want to drop, and the name would be we will drop columns that would be mutual funds, equity market, debentures, government bonds, fixed deposits, ppf, gold. So we will drop these columns, and to drop them we will write the name of the columns in the square braces. So first we will write the name of the mutual funds. It's capital now. Mutual funds, mutual underscore funds, sorry, mutual underscore funds. And the next we want to drop is equity market. For that we will write equity market, that is in inverted commas, and M was capital for equity market. Now debentures, and that too in inverted commas. Uh, the next was government bonds, fixed deposits, ppf, and gold. Okay, so in inverted commas we'll write government bonds, and then it was ppf, and there was fixed deposits, and there was gold also. Okay, now we have listed all the columns that we want to drop, and now we would set the axis equal to 1, that is from the same axis x is equal to 1, these all the columns would be identified and they would be dropped, and they would be stored in the df variable. So for that we'll write like we'll set the axis, and axis would be equal to 1, and we'll set in place that would be equal to true. Okay, so now we'll run this command. Okay, mean equal to okay, so we will use c is equal to 1 and place equal to 0. Just find out. We'll just restart it. Now after restarting we'll try to run it. Okay, so there is of equal to in cells and 900 x is equal to 1 and in place is equal to 2. Okay, circular bracket would be closed here. Yeah, our command has been executed successfully. As you can see in the square braces we have a number 8, that means the command has been successfully executed. and we have dropped these columns. And now moving on, we'll use the replace function, that would be the pandas replace function, and we will replace all the empty columns with nan, that is not a number value. And for that we'll write a command df, that is df equal to df dot replace, and inside we will write command dollar, and this would be enclosed in the inverted commas and a comma afterwards, and np dot nan, what we want, and then set regex, that is equal to true. And now if we run this, it has been executed successfully. And the replace function, it replaces all the occurrence of matched pattern in the string, and a regular expression, that is regex, we have used here, that is equal to true. It's a sequence of characters that define a search pattern. And to filter rows is pandas, like to filter rows in pandas by regex, we can use the string dot match method. Now moving on, here we would start with the plotting, and we'll use the Seaborn, and we'll draw our first plot, that would be the bar plot only. And for that we will use countplot function, countplot, and we'll set the x parameter as gender. You could see in the sheet gender, we are setting it as x. And the next thing we would set would be data, that is we would take the data from the variable df in which we have stored the file, that is the CSV file, and line width for the plot, and we'll set it as 3, and then we'll set the palette, and that would be equal to set 2, and then we'll set the edge color, and that would be black. And after that we would use the function, that would be plt.show, and we'll run the command. As you can see that we have set the x parameter as gender and count, so it's showing how many males and females are investing at, like what are the numbers in this sheet, how many males are investing and how many females are investing. So moving on, and first if we see in here, so we have used the countplot function, that is the method used to show the counts of observation in each categorical bin using bars. And we have set the x, that is the parameter that takes names of variables in data or vector data, or optional inputs, that is used for plotting long form data. And we have used palette, that takes the value of the palette, and it is mostly used to show the hue variable. And what is hue here? Hue is the parameter that specifies the column name. And we have set the data is equal to df, that is the parameter that defines the data frame that we would like to take for the representation. For instance, data can be an array. And moving on, we will draw another plot using the Seaborn only and the countplot function. So sns.countplot, and inside we will pass x parameter equal to age, and then we'll pass the data, that would be equal to df, and set the palette, that would be equal to set 3, and then we'll set line width, that is equal to 2, and then we'll set the edge color of the plot, that is the bar graph. We'll set the edge color, that would be black. And now we'll run this. You could see that it has x label as age and y label as count. That is at how many age men and women both combined are investing. At the age of 21, two women or men, like two people, we would say. We won't make it consideration as gender here. So we are just counting how many people are investing at which age. So moving on, now we'll move to another plot and draw something related to age only. And you could also use plt.show to just get your output. If you write here plt.show, it will give you the same output. And here now it's not showing the x-axis and y-axis. You could easily see here what it's defining. Now moving on, now we'll draw a figure and using the Matplotlib, and here we will be using two plots, and I would like you would understand with this only. First we'll draw it and then I will explain what I want to show you. So first we will use the Matplotlib alias, that would be plt dot figure, and inside we are passing fig size, that would be equal to 18,6, and after that I will be using the subplot, that is we would be drawing two plots here, and for one subplot plt dot subplot, inside we would pass the parameters for this subplot. The first we have defined the figure size, the whole figure, and inside there would be two plots, and inside those plots what would be the size for one plot, so that would be defined by plt dot subplot. And now sns dot count plot, we would draw count plot here, and inside we'll pass the x parameter, that is equal to df, and inside we'll pass the column, that would be gender, and here we'll set the hue, that is equal to df, and inside the bracket, that is a square bracket, we'll write the investment avenues, that who all are investing. And was there underscore? Yeah, there was underscore, investment underscore avenues. And now we have set the hue here, and now we'll set the palette. To set the palette, we would set the palette as summer, and after setting the palette we would set the line width for the plot, that is the bar, and we would set as 3, and after that we would set the edge color, and edge color would be equal to white. And now we'll give the title to this subplot, only this subplot, and for that we would write a command plt dot title, and inside this title we would write investment venue, and after that we would draw another subplot, that would be plt dot subplot, and for that we will define the parameters, that would be 1 comma 2 comma 1 2, and we'll use sns dot count plot, and inside we would set the x parameter, that would be df, and inside the square brackets we would define gender, and set the hue, that would be equal to df, and inside you would write for the stock market. Stock market, and now we'll set the palette, and we'll set the palette as hot only. Now after setting the palette, we would set the line width. Line width of the plot, that would be equal to 3, and after line width we would set edge color, that would be equal to white, and after that we would set the title for it, plt dot title, and inside title we would set it as stock market and use the function plt dot show to show both the graphs. Now we'll run this command, and we got an error, that is stock underscore market. So we'll check. Okay, MARKTET. So we have the column name here, MARKTET. So we'll use the same and run it. So you could see there are two subplots and they are inside the figure, that is of the value 18,6. And here we have gender and count, that is investment avenue, who all are investing. And here we have who all are investing in the stock market and according to the gender, like in females, how many are investing in stock market, they are indicated by red color, and those who are not investing, they are indicated by yellow color, and same with the men. And if you see, we have used a fig size here, that is a tuple of the width and height of the figure in inches, and we have set the inches here. And subplot, that means groups of axes that can exist in a single matplotlib figure, and subplots function is the mat that is stored in the matplotlib library and helps in creating multiple layouts of subplots, and it provides control over all the individual plots that are created, and we have created that. Now moving on, we will create another count plot using the Seaborn, and for that we would write the command sns.countplot, and inside we would pass the x parameter, that would be equal to df, and inside we would pass factor, check with a sheet, that is the factor. So we will pass this and set the palette for it and line width and edge color, and we'll draw the count plot. So the factor is how the people are investing, like they are looking for returns or they are investing for locking period so that their investment could be stored for longer period of time, or they are risking their investment to have some more interest or more returns. So for that we would be drawing the count plot, and we have set x equal to factor, and now we'll set the palette. So we'll set the palette equal to cool warm, and now we'll set line width, that would be equal to 2, and now we'll set the edge color, that would be equal to black, and we'll use the function plt.show. So just run this command, and you could see that we have a subplot here, not subplot but a plot, and that is a bar plot, and you could see how many people are just for returns, that is 25, and who have lock-in period and who are risking their investment. You could see the count here using this count plot. And now moving on, we will use Matplotlib and have another figure, and here we will be having our plot that is for purpose, like which purpose, for which purpose the people are investing. If you could see the purpose here, that is for wealth, savings, for which purpose they are investing, wealth creation or just savings for future or returns. So we'll create a plot here, and for that we'll use matplotlib, and we'll write the command plt.figure, and inside we would set the figure size that would be equal to 16,8, and after that we would set sns dot point plot, that is we would be pointing the plots, and set the x parameter as purpose and y parameter that would be equal to age, and now we'll set the data that is equal to df, and now we'll have the line style. As you'll see, this would be a different plot here, and we'll set the line style with this style, and now we'll set cap size that would be equal to 3, not 3, that would be 0.3, and after setting the cap size we'll set the color, and we'll set the color as blue. Now we'll write the command plt.show and run the command for you guys. So we got an error, that is figure size, and that would be equal to, not equal to, equal to. Now we'll run this again, and we got point plot, got an line style. Okay, we have line style, and that would be line styles. Yeah, we got our output. That is, you can see this graph. This is for just having the purpose and seeing the age. What would be the median age for what purpose? Like who are investing for wealth creation, what is the median age? You can see here for saying for future purpose, you can see the median age, and for returns purpose, you can have the median age. We have used the line styles here. That is, line style is used for each of the hue levels, that is for each of the column levels, and we've set the cap size, that is the width of the caps on error bars, and that we have set as 0.3. Now moving on, we will create another plot, and that would be our last plot only. So for that we would be having the matplotlib library only, and would set figure, and here we would be having two subplots. So first we will define the figure size, that would be fig size, and that is equal to 18,6, and now we would use the subplot function plt.subplot, and we would define the parameters for subplot, and now we'll use Seaborn sns dot use the countplot function to have a plot, and here we'll pass hue that we would be setting as gender, and now we'll set the x parameter that will set as duration, for what duration people are, no, but we'll have the gender here. So for what duration gender is, each gender is investing. Now we'll set the palette and duration, that would be in inverted commas. Now we'll set the palette, that is palette equal to where it is. You could see the design of the plot, that it would be where it is. And after that we'd set the line width, and that would be equal to 2. After setting the line width, we would set the edge color, that would be equal to black. And after that we would set the title of this subplot, and would set the title as duration. And now we would have another subplot for that subplot. We would write the command plt dot subplot, and inside we would pass the parameters for this subplot, that is 1 comma 2 comma 2. And now we would use the count plot, and inside the count plot we would pass hue, and that is equal to df, and inside we would pass gender. For that we would pass the x parameter, that is investment monitor. We could see in the sheet, that is investment monitor. Oh, sorry. Like how these genders are investing. They are investing monthly, weekly, or daily. So we would see that in this subplot, and we are passing the investment monitor as the x parameter. So we'll pass it investment underscore monitor, and after the x variable we'll set the palette, and the palette we would set as seismic. You could see what seismic is when you will see the plot, and you could use after if you liked it, else you could use another palette. And now we'll set the line width, and that would be equal to 2. After that we would set the edge color, that would be black for this. And now we'll give the title to this subplot, and we will give the title by using the command plt.title, and in the inverted commas we'll write investment monitoring. And after that we'll write the command plt.show and run the command, and we got an error here, that is investment monitor. So we'll see invest underscore monitor, it's not investment monitor. So title is okay, yeah, invest underscore monitor. Run it, and you can see both the subplots have been displayed here. The first is duration, and it's against the count here, and you could see the genders, that is female and male, that is how males and females are investing their investment for what time period, that is 1 to 3 duration, for more than 5 years, for 3 to 5 years, and for less than 1 year. And if you see investment monitoring, that how genders are investing their amount, that is how they are investing monthly, what numbers, like you can see that the blue colors indicate female invest monthly, and that would be in the range 10.0 to 12.5, that is around 11. And if you see men, they are above 17.5, and same as weekly and daily. And with that, we have come to the end of this session. And I have insightful for you guys. If you are aiming to get certified in Python programming and want to build a Python software development career, in that case, you can check this Python certification course by Simplilearn, which will open the doors for your career growth. And to find the details, you can check in the description box below. I will provide the link for this and link for the CSV file and link for the IPYNB file, that is the Jupyter Notebook file. And I hope the session was interesting and informative. If you liked it, please let us know in the comment section below, and also do subscribe for more from Simplilearn. Thank you.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.